must naturally be circumscribed and narrow, and in this Miss Austen's charm consists. Seeing little, she painted what she saw with an absolute fidelity and a dexterity and perfection unequalled. On her was bestowed, though in a humble form, the gift which had been bestowed on Homer, Shakespeare, Cervantes, Scott, and a few others, the gift of creative power. Endowed with the keenest and most delicate insight and a vivid sense of humor, she depicted with exactitude what she observed and what she understood, giving to each fact and emotion its precise shade and value. The things she did not see, she did not attempt. Affectation was impossible to her. Most of all, affectation of knowledge or feeling not justly her own. She held the mirror up to her time with an exquisite sincerity and fidelity, and the closeness of her study brought her intimately near to those hidden springs which underlie all human nature. This is the reason why, for all their skimp skirts, leg-a-mutton sleeves, and bygone impossible bonnets, her characters do not seem to us old-fashioned. Minds and hearts are made pretty much after the same pattern from century to century, and given a modern dress and speech, Emma or Elizabeth or dear Anne Elliot could enter a drawing-room today and excite no surprise except by so closely resembling the people whom they would find there. Miss Austen's novels are dateless things, Mr. Augustine Birrell tells us. Nobody in his senses would speak of them as old novels. John Inglesant is an old novel, so is Ginx's Baby. But Emma is quite new, and like a wise woman, affords few clues to her age. We allude with a special touch of affection to Anne Elliot. Persuasion, which was written during the last 2 years of Miss Austen's life, when the refining touch of eternity was already upon her, has always seemed to us the most perfect of her novels, and Anne, with her exquisite breeding and unselfish straightforwardness, just touched with the tender reserve of memory and regret, one of her best portraitures. But this is a matter of individual taste. Doubtless Elizabeth Bennet is better fun, as the modern girl would say. Miss Austen herself preferred her. She had a droll and pretty way of talking about her characters, which showed how real they were to her own mind, and made them equally real to other people. In 1813, she had the good luck to light upon a portrait of Jane Bennet at an exhibition. I was very well pleased, pray tell Fanny, with a small portrait of Mrs. Bingley, excessively like her. I went in hopes of seeing one of her sister, but there was no Mrs. Darcy. Perhaps I may find her in the great exhibition, which we shall go to if we have time. Mrs. Bingley's is exactly like herself, size, shaped face, features, and sweetness. There never was a greater likeness. She is dressed in a white gown with green ornaments, which convinces me of what I had always supposed, that green was a favourite colour with her. I dare say Mrs. D. will be in yellow. And later. We have been both to the exhibition and Sir J. Reynolds's, and I am disappointed, for there was nothing like Mrs. D. at either. I can only imagine that Mr. D. prizes any picture of her too much to like it, should it be exposed to the public eye. I can imagine he would have that sort of feeling, that mixture of love, pride, and delicacy. The letters included in this series comprise about 3/4 of the collection in 2 volumes, published in 1884 by her great-nephew, Lord Brabourne. The lightness, almost friskiness of their tone cannot fail to strike the reader. Modern letters written by women are filled more or less with hints and queries. Questionings as to the why and the wherefore occur. Allusions to the various fads of the day, literary or artistic. Ibsen, Tolstoy, Browning, esoteric Buddhism, Wagner's music, the mind cure, social science, causes and reforms. But Cowper and Crabbe were the poetical sensations in Miss Austen's time, Scott and Byron its phenomenal novelties. It took months to get most books printed, and years to persuade anybody to read them. Furthermore, the letters, in all probability, are carefully chosen to reveal only the more superficial